All right, guys, I'm going to record a recap of the trades I took this week of April 8th to the 12th and just kind of go over the trades I took, what I could have done better, trades I missed, and just go through the process. I'll be honest, this is my second attempt doing this video, so bear with me. I was trying to do half screens of SPY and QQQ, and I realized I felt confused while doing it, so I'm going to try this again, and I'm going to do SPY first, then QQQ for each day. And if there are any trades that I find that SPY ended up messing up a trade for QQQ or vice versa, then I'll pull them both up at the same time. But yeah, I'm going to roll through this. Yeah, just bear with me. It's, it's real awkward for me to talk to myself for like 40 minutes or however long this is going to be. So, we're going to get through this as usual. If you guys have questions after this or critique, just let me know. But yeah, I'm just going to start rolling through right now, and hopefully this helps. So we went over in my other video how I did levels. I'm not going to spend too much time going over that. I'll kind of touch on it a little bit, but each level I have here, people know that I draw a lot of these. If I go over why I drew each level, this video is going to take hours, and none of us want that. So yeah, I'm going to go to each trade that I took and just start rolling through my explanations. Again, quick recap of the levels. I know I just said I'm not going to talk about them, but here I am doing it. Yeah, I like to see like 50 cent or greater moves for like a put level where you get a 50 cent or greater drop and it gets below the EMAs. And then I'll draw that, and then vice versa, 50 cent or greater up move gets above the EMAs for calls. Okay, so first trade of the day I took. We had this level right here that, yeah, it fit the criteria, but I took it on this candle when it was like 6-7 cents away. And as I've said, I like to take it within 4 to 5 cents. Ideally, I like a tap. So it's not just as simple as let's draw the levels. If it gets there, take it. Like there's more nuance to it, and this is a bad trade. So you can look. You have this high basically at 10:33. You try it again at 10:50. You try it again at 10:55. You try it at 10:59. We're topping out over here. That's bearish. And then you get this attempt at 11:10 on a 1 minute chart. For me, I consider this like a lower high. I know for higher time frames this isn't much, but then we get this at 11:24. So in my mind, you get like 6 attempts to try and break the highs, which is a pretty bearish sign. So yeah, I can't recommend taking this trade. I think this was my first trade of the week, and I kind of forced it a bit. Like when you see a bunch of lower highs, that's usually a sign, even if it gets to your level, that it's going to fail. So this is a trade I shouldn't have taken. A 67, 68 cent move up, that's not a big move. So like this is not a strong level. And when you see all this, there's just too many reasons not to take it. And I don't like the goal to take trades is not just to take them. You should have a good amount of reasons to take them and not many to not take them. And on this, it's not a strong trade. Like I know my trades can be a bit scalpy, but my goal is for them not to be scalpy, and this is one where like at best you're probably looking at a 20% move, and that's just not good enough. And then you get this 1 minute 8 reject right before. Oh, I'd actually taken it before that, so ignore that. But yeah, all right, I'm going to move on to the next trade I took. Yeah, so here we go. You have this low of day level set right here. I ended up on QQQ taking this candle, but then when it came back on SPY 10 minutes later, I won this on QQQ. I took it again because we get this strong candle coming down, then we get the hold on the 1 minute, then this candle at 1224, test it and it doesn't break through. So I think I took it at 1225, maybe 1224 after we got this test. So I mean, this was a pretty high conviction trade. I with low of day, I will give it more leeway to try and take these trades. We had a pretty bad trending down day, either Thursday or Friday. I can't remember right now in the moment. And I took probably a few too many of these, but that's something I'll go over when we get there. But for this trade, this went over 100%. You get this big move up. Perfect. All right. Just rolling right along. So I also do something. I use fibs, and I like to draw them from swing low to swing high to swing low. So I drew this low right here to this high. Also, I should have had a level right here, but that's fine. And then I have the 618 in the 50%, and that's what other traders, and I guess now I call the golden zone, where you basically get that 50% retracement, and you'll find throughout a day, like, the market, I don't fibs, for whatever reason, they work. So I have a trade that I call like a golden ledge, where you come within 10-15 cents of this golden zone, and then you get like this look where you have a bunch of candles try to break it and hold a right above it, and then when we break the EMAs and hold the EMAs, I'll buy calls. This has worked at a high percentage clip for me. This would be a hard trade for me to really explain. Like, I'd have to make a whole entire video probably just on how I do this. So I'm just, for the sake of showing I took it, that's why I'm briefly going over. So you come back, you retrace down to this golden zone right here, and then you get these candles that try to break it and they can't. So then when I get this break above the EMAs, I get this hold above the EMAs and break above VWAP, I take this, I buy calls here, I get out of them somewhere around here because I knew I was worried about this level right here, which I guess I'll draw out. Yeah, we have this higher one. I had just shifted that up, but I was worried that we were going to fail this level, so I got out of these near this top, and I actually, on QQQ, I ended up shorting this right after, but we'll get there when we get to QQQ. So as you can see, I'm just drawing my levels out, level, and I'm just playing them out. So for like here, we didn't get that far down, and then we shoot up, so that's why I didn't short there, and I felt more confident about calls at this time. So next trade I take, like we have this level right here, you get I mean, this is almost a $2 move up. So then you come back down here, you hold, and then you start to go back up pretty quickly. So I hop in calls here. This is at 247. Yeah, this trade went like 80%. And then this trade, this was my big trade of the day. Again, like we have this level, we have this range right around here. We've seen it fail multiple times. So this is a pretty high conviction level. I'm literally just playing like the pattern that we have. You're just you form this low and you form this high, so we're ranging. So I do get lucky on this trade. We shoot up, and I like candles that get kind of extended from the 1 minute 8. So we shoot up here, we open, we start to go down. I short this, and then it ends up getting a good 20 cents above it. But like I said in my other video, I'll usually give it around 20 cents. So then once we start to fall here and this candle opens, I set my stop, or my mental stop would be if we break above this candle. If we break above this candle, I'll get out because I just want to give it a fair chance to see if it fails, and it ends up failing. And then, yeah, I mean, this trade went 300%. I think it went more. I just got out of it around that period of time. Oh yeah, I got out of it here, which I shouldn't have done. I didn't have many contracts left, but just like you get this, you have the 1 minute 21 right here. Usually for when it comes to EMAs, I take the 1 minute 8 and the 1 minute 21 a lot more seriously than the others. So I could have at least given this a chance to break the 21, and you have VWAP and all this. But I wimp out and I get out, and then this ends up going, and this probably would have taken it another 100 or 200%. But I mean, all in all, still good trade. So that basically covers Monday on SPY, and then what is this? Yeah, I mean these are barely 50-cent moves. This shoots through that. I don't even have a level there. But I'm just going to quickly now recap through QQQ. All right. Yeah, I mean this is a bunch of junk right here. You get this hard, this move up, and this reject pretty quickly. How far? I mean it's a 60-cent fall. I don't. I just probably wasn't quick enough to get this. That wouldn't have been a bad move. Probably 30%. But yeah, I'm just going to keep moving along. So you have this kind of zone right here where we got this big move off of. So when we get this candle, knifes down and holds, and this one starts going up, I take calls here. It's like a 20-25% move, which is fine. I'm just trying to play these pivot points at logical spots. But I'm going to keep moving along. Okay. This right here is not the greatest trade in the world. You form this high and then you reject VWAP. And for me, I try to avoid taking these call level trades when we've rejected VWAP. Like if we're like moving like candles are going above and below VWAP constantly, I'll stop taking VWAP as seriously. But I mean, this is a pretty clean cut rejection of VWAP. So it's just not worth taking this trade. Like they're higher conviction trades. This here, I short. I mean, we start shooting up, shooting up, shooting up. This is when I said I was in that call trade on SPY around this time. I get out around 2 o'clock, and then when we get this candle at 2:01 that shoots up and starts to reject pretty quickly this level, and we just close above VWAP, it's worth it for me to take puts here, and then this ends up going like 35%. Yeah, also it's like 2 o'clock, so even though it's like a 40-cent fall, you can get a nice little move here. And then I don't think, yeah, I didn't take anything the rest of the day here. So I'm just going to move on to the next day, and I'm just going to go through, we'll always do it SPY first, then QQQ. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is a disappointing way to start the day. So this is another one of my trades I like to take a lot. Like this is actually the main trade before I started doing, or before this last month with all the pivot point trades. I would do what I call a ledge, which I kind of talked about in the golden ledge. So this is for the last year, this has been my best trade. So I'm just going to take this off. I think, honestly, I think I stepped out for like a minute and I missed this. So what I look for on a 1 minute chart is like minor support. So you come down here, you get this minor support, you retest it again here, and then you just cleanly break it. So I look for one, I like to see a low form. Then I want to see at least one more attempt within 2 cents of it. And then I want there to be some time in between, or I want to see like basically 5 candles in a row just constantly trying to break. And then we break, and then I'll short. But for here, you get this, you form this low, consolidate, 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 test it right here. Don't break, and then we get this hard break right here, and this next candle starts to go down. I mean, this is a short I should have taken, and this ended up going however many, several 100%. At some point, I'll make an individual video on this ledge trade. I've taken hundreds of these trades, And my win percentage is probably around pretty close to 80% on these, maybe a little bit lower, but when you get them, they can have huge returns. So, I mean, this is, yeah, we plummet. I was, I'll be honest, I definitely took a revenge trade somewhere in here. I think I ended up getting lucky. I didn't have a technical setup, but I just shorted somewhere in here because I was frustrated. But my advice is never take trades, revenge trades, or trades out of frustration, because at least in my instance, 90% of the time I take a trade that doesn't fit one of my setups, I'm going to lose. So, yeah, guys, stick to your setups. There's always going to be more trades. Okay. So I don't, honestly, I don't think I took a lot of trades on this day. So I'm going to I'm looking over on my other screen to see, because I have all the list of trades I took. So, yeah, I don't take anything here. Just kind of forming our levels. I don't take this. Why don't I take this? I don't know. I guess, oh, yeah, so we form this low right here. We form this low right here. We have this golden zone right here. And then this short, it's like 20 minutes. Let me see. Hold on one second. I'm saying hold on as if there's someone else there. I'm, I'm going to look over on my other screen real quick. This is 11:42. Okay, I did. So I did take this short. I just took it on QQQ. So we'll get there when we get there. Okay. Yeah, okay, that explains it. And I lost, unfortunately, but it's part of the game. So as far as SPY goes, okay. Okay, so we form this high here, we form this low here, then we kind of form a range. So I take this short here because as I talked about, I like when I see the candles going above and below the EMAs a lot. This starts to look like consolidation for me. So then when we shoot up to this candle and then we start to go down at 141, I go ahead and I short this. I want to see how much did this get. This ended, yeah. I mean, this ends up being a very quick 60%. And then I think I get out somewhere around here because I'm a little bit nervous that we're going to retrace back up here. I end up being wrong, and then this thing does go well over 100%, but I mean, that's fine. I was pretty happy with how much I got there, so you live and you learn. I mean, yeah, you can hold. For people that would hold, I would have this 21 and VWAP be your reason to get out if you're going to get out, but you get a clear rejection of VWAP and then you start to go down. Okay, I'm gonna move right along. Okay. All right. Yeah, so I take this trade right here. Okay. We have this level right here. You form this high. What is this, like around $1 move? So this is a trade I shouldn't have taken. I didn't alert this. This is just a bad trade. So if I were gonna take this trade, I should have taken it on this candle potentially when we get a couple cents. And then you get this move, this small move here, and then you get this, what is this? 10 minutes later, you get this candle right here. You open right above, you go up a little bit, and then you fail. This is a bad trade. Why is this a bad trade? Because the first time we had this level, you got all the way up to this 517.29. And then the second attempt you get, I mean, you barely go 60 cents. And it's the moment you get above the 1 minute EMAs, you reject. I'm just gonna get rid of some of this junk right here. So, I mean, that's an instant indicator, this little move we got here, that I shouldn't take this. Usually when I take call level trades, like if I win the first one, I want to see the move. Like for this instance, I want to see the move. You got this call level here, and then you come back and test here, and then you get to the same spot. Like if I get a much lower high bounce from the call level, it's a sign that things are weakening up and not to take them. So I just force this trade, and I like to see usually 10 to 20 or 20 minutes between levels unless we have consolidation. But I mean, this is a bad entry, and then I end up taking this trade. This is a key level. Yeah, I take this trade right after, and then, I mean this, yeah. I got out somewhere over here. I mean, this trade goes 600%. See, so that's why like I forced this trade right here when I shouldn't have, and then literally 10 minutes later you get this trade, and this is a huge win. But see, like you just have to play key levels like this. Yeah, this level was you had this at 10:54. You get this move up here. You form this low at 11:35. Then you get this huge move to for basically, I guess you get an hour up move. Then you consolidate, and then you come back and you test this level 4 hours later, and you get a couple candles that hold. I think I got in on this candle at 312. I mean, this is a high conviction trade. Okay. So that was the last trade I took today. So I'm just gonna move on to the next day. All right. So 4-9. I'm gonna try and speed through this a little faster. Okay. Yeah, this was unfortunate. So I shorted this on QQQ. Why did I short this? If I can get this. So you form this level. Yeah, like an 80 cent level. And then we get there. It's only 15 minutes later, I like to usually see, but you have VWAP right here. So when we get this candle that rejects VWAP and this level at the same time, I'm willing to take a chance. I found that earlier in the day, in the first like 30, 40 minutes of the day, if you form some of these put levels and you get a VWAP reject, you can get a big move. So I take this short. It's a quick 20%, but then somewhere around here I get stopped out at break even, and then unfortunately this happens. I think I stepped away right after I was done with this trade, and same thing right here. You get the ledge. You form this low. You can't break this low for several candles. Then you break this low right here. This is the only candle that closes. Okay, I guess these candles close below, but they basically, this one shoots right up. This one closes below, starts going down. And when I take these ledge trades, I want to see, like, make sure that it gets below any of the wicks that came before. So for me, I need to wait for it to get below this 1006 wick, because sometimes it'll come down and it'll bounce off that. So once this gets like down here, I mean, this is an A+ trade. And I mean, this is an instant $5 fall basically on QQQ. I mean, yeah. That's frustrating. Okay. So here's some other, this is a ledge I lost. I'm going to get rid of this. So when you have huge falls, eventually the market's gonna stop falling. I mean, it's just the name of the game. But just to show the setup, we form this low, we consolidate, we test this low again, test it again, then we break on this candle and we start to go down. So for me, it's worth it to take this short. But then we end up, yeah, It just ends up not working out. And for these, I never want to lose more than like 20%. And then, all right, I lost this trade. Oof, yeah, I had a little bad stretch in here on Monday. Um, but I mean, I'm not. My goal isn't to hide away from trades I lose. That's how you learn. So I try to take same thing, form this low, wait a minute, form another, wait a minute, then we break, then we get down below this wick right here. And then this is okay, this is my worst loss of the week. So one of the rules I have for these ledge trades is that I need to set. Okay, this isn't actually, I'm thinking of one later, but I need to set my stop to break even when we get to 10% because sometimes these breakout trades for ledges, or when you like form this minor low and then you break out or break through it, they'll instantly go the other way. So when we shoot down here, we have this golden zone, this low to this high, and we get a strong bounce off it. So I probably, when I saw that, just what could I have done better? I probably should set my stop at break even, or like maybe minus or for a 5% loss, because I mean this is a very strong bounce right off these fibs. So I think that's something I would do in the future is if we hit a golden zone on one of these ledge trades, I'm gonna set my stop near break even just in case it bounces off. Because if I taken calls off this golden zone, which another trader I know, he's really good at that. I mean, this is a huge move. And then here, I compound it and I make it even worse by shorting this. You get what I like. You get this huge candle, you get this close, and you start to go down a little bit. So I shorted it, but I think for the future, when I see we form this low, then we form this higher low, we bounce off the golden zone. I think that it's just not worth it, honestly. Like this is not that big of a level. I mean, what is this? Yeah, it's a nice dollar fall from here, but it's just not worth it. And I got to be better about that. So I do end up later shorting it here when we start to fail QQQ, and this ends up being like a nice 25-30%. I, that's fine if you want to go for the first VWAP test and like an hour and a half. But I just shouldn't have shorted this. But as you can see, like all these level plays aren't always going to work. Just trying to get the good ones that you can win like 80% of the time. Oh man. All right. I need to roll through this a little quicker. Okay, I talked about this earlier. See, you have this golden zone right here. Then I draw this low to this high. You form this new golden zone here. So now you guys know what the ledge is. Low, low. Then you test. You hold this ledge. Then you break above the EMAs. So I'm willing to buy calls over here. I'm just going to, when we get break hold, the EMAs and start to go up, I only get like 15% on this. It's worth it. I'm trying to get at least up to here and then see if we break out. But yeah, I get like 15%, get stopped out at break even. Here's a bunch of junk. Bunch of junk, bunch of junk. So this is the last trade I took. I'm fine with this. We had just won that huge call trade, and then I try shorting this. You have this top form here at 1240. So I mean, this is almost 3 hours later where we test this. You get this huge candle, and then you start to reject. This is a short I'm going to take every time. and then I get out of it over here. It ends up being, again, this is a massive super lotto, so not massive actually. It's a small trade, so I'm willing to take a 40-50% loss on this. That's fine. Like, you're not going to win all of them. As you saw from my last video, you can win a lot of these. But all right, I'm moving on to the next day. I'm going to be curious what you guys think of this video. I'm sitting here doing this video. I'm just speaking out loud. I like, it's tough because I got a lot of stuff I got to go over. So I personally, hopefully this helps. I don't know if this is, I felt like when I was focusing on one specific thing on the other video, that one was probably going to be easier to follow. But I'm just trying to recap what I did and give you guys a sense of what I do. And I'll be sure to get feedback on this. Yeah. All right. So what do we see? Almost get a ledge here. We don't break. Nothing you can do about that. All right. Oh, 410. Let me, hopefully. Okay, I did not take a lot of trades on this day, which is great because that means we're going to roll through this faster. Yeah, so I have no idea why I don't have this level formed. I'm going to figure out when the first trade I took on this day was. Okay, I only took one trade on SPY on this day, so I'm just gonna skip through to that. Like, here we go. Just looking at this, I think we had a bunch of news events. Honestly, I don't. Yeah, this is Wednesday. I think there were a bunch of news events, so I didn't mess around with this. Okay. So I've had these levels drawn out. You know how I do this. Okay, I shorted this at 328. Okay. All right. So you have these, you kind of are forming a bunch of levels right here. I'm just gonna, yeah, this should be drawn out. This work. Okay. So we get 8 cents away, and then you get a little bit. Yeah, you're kind of in between these two levels. I take this trade late, so I just know from once I take this trade around here at 328, 329. I wish I got it in when we kind of got between these two levels and started to reject pretty quickly, just because I've seen that we're rejecting around this area pretty consistently. But once I see this not a strong bounce off this 1 minute 8, I feel like we've been getting a lot of reversals end of day. So for me, it's worth taking shorts right here. So I get in somewhere around here, hoping this will break. And if we get it back above this level, that'll be my stop. So at this hour, this move ends up being like an 80% trade, just playing this level. And then just quickly, why didn't I take these calls right here? You just don't get that much of a move up. This candle opens, you get a few cents, and then you just kind of fail. So as we get closer to 3 o'clock, this was at 256. I'm usually more cautious, so I don't take it there. Yeah, okay. I was looking at my thing to see if I had taken it at QQQ, and if I had, that would have been like putting my foot in my mouth on that, but that's fine. All right, I'm gonna roll through to QQQ now. This is the only trade I took on SPY this day. Okay, so we are on 410. Okay. high here, you test it again, then you break it, hold, you get above this wick. I think I wait for this candle to get in because it's not much above. And when we get up, I take this. And then this trade, yeah, I mean, this trade ends up going well over 100%. And then do I, let me see. Yeah, I don't think I get, yeah, I don't, yeah, this one 100%. I'm surprised. I think I just held. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize. Yeah, this is a dollar move right here. Okay, that makes sense. And then, yeah, this goes even more. All right. Same thing. We get another one. And for these trades, again, yeah, you're seeing some more of my setups. I like to see these form above the 1 minute 8 or at least hold the 21. If it tests these other EMAs, I'm not going to take it. So we get another one here. I don't get much on this. You get the first, you get the second, you get the break, you get the hold. We're just late enough in the day to where you can get enough of a move to get a trim. So I don't get much out of this. What time is this? 2:35. Okay. All right. 316 is the next trade I take. So then we form this low here. You get this candle kind of knife down. You start to go up. I take this. You get a quick 25%. Yeah, you got like 20 minutes in between. I think, yeah, it's just at the end of the day, I know that since I take this at 315, when I see this start to go up, I know that all I need is a little bit of a bounce to get a nice move from here to here. This goes 25, 30%. It's a quick trade. And then we end up forming another ledge right here. You can, like, this is the low. You try to break it. You break it here and you go down. I end up shorting this, and this ends up being a mess. I win. I get like a 50% win, but we have to deal with theta really quick. So for this trade, you have this. I'm just going to draw the line out. So why do I hold this? I get down like 50% on this trade, but I hold it because you're not breaking the EMAs. And then on the other chart, QQQ is trying to fail. So unless we break this 1 minute 8 or 21, I'm not going to get rid of it. And at this, I mean, I take this trade at like 351, but it's just not like I'm just convinced. Like we've started the downtrend, we're rejecting the 1 minute 8. I feel strongly that it's going to break, and then we break there. And because you can hold these options, I hold this to like 410 or something, and this ends up going 50, 60%. Like it was a little nerve wracking, but yeah, I didn't let the time bother me as much. I just let this play out. When I take these ledges, if we break the 1 minute 8, I usually get out, but we never do. I mean, we're rejecting all these candles. Like I felt strongly we were going to break, and we did. All right, let's do QQQ real quick. All right. Okay, nothing, 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 nothing. Also, too, like if you see this, you form this. You kind of form this little range. When you get this strong candle right here, this might have been a news. Yeah, this was news. Still though, and you get this breakout right here, and you just start going. It's not a bad place for calls. This is at 104. I guess I got in calls like 10 minutes later, but I mean, 10 minutes later is a pretty big difference. Okay. let's see. Do we let me just see. Do I even take a trade in QQQ? Yeah, I don't even take a trade on QQQ today. Perfect. Let's just skip the day. That works. All right, last day of the week. Okay. Great. We're going to be able to keep this around an hour. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at this now. You get another ledge right here. See? I didn't see this at the time. You get this. You get this low. You try and break it here. You can't. You test it right here. You break it. You get below that wick right there and you start to go. I mean, let's see. All right. So, yeah, I mean, that's $1.50 move down. That's 100%er right there. So, like, look, like you've seen, that's why we have the risk at a 25% loss. I've shown you a couple of these, and the ones that work have all gone over 100%. And I mean, this is a terrible market to trade them. So, and then, oh, it's even better because this, yeah, this is like a low of day reject. So you get this, yeah. Oh, and then you get this reject right here. Yeah, I mean that's a good trade. Again, I'll do a video on this, but I got to show people that this works after it's looked like ass this whole entire video. Okay, my first trade on 412 was 1035. Oh, look at that. Let's see. 1035. Yeah, I bought calls. So, yeah, really really shoving my foot in my mouth. Yeah, so I didn't notice the ledge and all right. That's anyone who actually makes it this far in the video. Oh, you'll appreciate this disaster. So this is, yeah, I said earlier in the day, like sometimes, like this is not a high conviction low of day trade to take. Um, you don't break any of the EMAs. You're clearly rejecting all this. You have a ledge formed. Like if I had realized we had a ledge here, like what is this? 1016 to, it's just not good. And you're riding this 1 minute 8 down. Like as you can see, like I didn't even realize I took the trade. Like this should have been an easy. Yeah, this would have been a big swing. What did I lose on it? 18%. But I mean that's an 18% loss versus a 100% winner. And when it comes to low of day, I have I have plenty of examples, plenty of screenshots. If you have a ledge like right at low of day, where to break it, or you would be breaking low of day, I defer to that. So I mean this is just, again, that's why we do these. This was a mistake. All right, but moving right along. And here was another mistake that I made. So I took calls. It wasn't really one of my setups. We form this low right here, and then when we start to hold, I take calls somewhere in this range, and I get like it's frustrating. You get, what do you get? Like a dollar move, but for whatever reason, the option prices weren't moving well. So I try to get my trim here, and it's only up like 25%, and I can't get it. So then I wait it through, and then I get my trim here. But the mistake is, while I won this call trade that I took in here, and I'm not gonna go over it too much because it's just not one of my clear cut setups. So this should have been a put trade, and because what have I said? You get this level right here, you get like a 70, 80 cent, but you get the VWAP reject. You get these candles right here rejecting the VWAP, and then as you see, like, look at this. I mean, this is easily 500, 600, 700% winner. And that's why, like, if you take setups that aren't your setups, you'll miss good setups. So, like, my lesson, like I'm transparent. Did I win? Like, probably 78, 80% of my trades this week? Yes. But I had a lot of trades that where I get 15, 20% and then I get stopped out at break even. So like that's for my style of doing things. Like I win a lot, but I have to be able to hit the good ones too. So like I mean, as I shown you this week, I missed that ledge trade that went a couple 100%. I missed this ledge trade that went a couple 100%, and then I missed this short. And these are all my setups. And so like last week, I was like 21-3, and I hit several 100%ers. So like even though the week was fine in the end, I just at the end of the week I felt like I left a lot on the table. And then here I am like trying to take this call level here, and sure I get like a nice little 10, 15, 20% scalp, and that's great, but that's not like this is not a good setup. Like you have this VWAP reject right here. You have this VWAP reject right here. Like it's just not worth taking calls here, especially on this downtrending day. And like if you're gonna take calls on a day where we're just plummeting, you want it to be a significant level, and it's not. And I shouldn't have taken this trade I took here. Again, it won, but you win a trade that's not one of your setups, and then you end up missing. I was so focused on getting out of my calls here that I missed this trade. I tried to take this trade again. That's fine. I've won, but you just missed this huge trade. But moving on, yeah, I'm not like, like I said, I'm not gonna run away from mistakes made. Like it happens. So for me, this is just too choppy. Like I'm trying to get this ledge, but so for here, this is the low 5, 10, 58. You get like 10, you get like 11 cents below it. So it's just not. You get this candle break, and then this breaks it here, and you go up. It's just not clean enough. If we had gotten this to break and go down, sure. I don't like I don't like how we had these couple temps here, and you don't get like a strong break. You get this come down and this candle go up. Like in the end, yeah, it's just yeah, that's why I didn't take it. But I'm gonna speed right along. So we form this low of day. You have an hour and a half. I take this. That's fine. You get this huge candle and you get this hold. It's only like a 25% winner. And then I try to take this. Like I said, I really like. I guess this is like a $1.50 level, so I'm willing to take a shot here. And this is one of those trades where I get 15% and then I get stopped out at break even. I guess like it's worth a shot because you form this low, you form this higher low. Like that's fine. Like this is yeah, 30 cents. Sorry. Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, it's just tough playing these trades on a down day, but that's why you keep stops tight. And then I take one of these, like I said, you get this at end of day. You form this little bit of resistance, you form it here, you're kind of just chopping here. Then you just get this strong break and start to go. I just know like at the end of the day, I'm always looking for some type of reversal. So I get in calls on this candle. I mean, this moved from here to here. I got in at like 11 cents, and from this little move, the contracts went from 11 cents to 19, which is like a 75% return. So at the end of the day, I just anything where we can get a little bit of momentum, I'm trying to take. But I made a mistake here. When I go over QQQ, we had a level on QQQ in this area, so I should have gotten out of my calls right around here and shorted or set my stop to break even because I did hold them. Like I got the trim up here, but I held them looking for a bigger move, but I should have played this short. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up. Yeah, see, so we get this level right here, that had been rejecting several times. So I should have gotten out of most of my calls, and then I should have, at least on one of these candles, I should have taken this short. And at this hour, this is a quick 60% move. Might have been more. I don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, that's it for SPY. I'm gonna roll through this real quick. Yeah, again, as I said, we're rejecting VWAP multiple times. This is just not worth it. Like I don't. Yeah, you get all these rejections. You get this rejection of the EMAs. It's just not worth it. I only took like a 10% loss on this, and that's fine. Like I did a good job of keeping my losses small, but I don't want to get in the habit of forcing these trades. That's why, like in my other video, I was taking them when we had a clear range. We don't have a clear range here, or at a low of day spot that hadn't been tested a lot. Like if you compare some of these trades from this video to the other video, you'll realize there are clear differences. Like if we have like we form this low, we form a high here, we form a low, form a high, like I'm willing to take that range, but there's no range. This just looks like a downtrend. So I'm going to move on. Again, that was that short on SPY. This is a ledge. This is what I talked about earlier, where you get like 1, 2, 3, 4. You get that fifth candle, and then you break. Like you can take this. Like you'll see that work a lot. What move? Um, you get 60-cent fall, but then you're probably getting stopped. You're gonna get stopped out. Break even here. And then we get this again. I just highlight this because you have low of day right here. You get both these candles reject 1 minute 8 and close like right below low of day. Like that's a nice short there that you can take. Like sometimes, like I have my clear cut setups, but you see something and it's like you just kind of know it's gonna work. I didn't take it, but that's like you take this trade after somewhere here, and if we let's see, yeah, you get up 30 cents up here and break the 21, then you get out. Okay. Again, it's just not a good level. Like how much time? And that's I try to go for low of day here, but you were just trending down, 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 down. So I gotta just again I took a 12% stop here, so at least I was playing that smart, but it's just not a great trade, especially too because um eh, I actually whatever I was gonna say there, I'm not even sure. Take these puts here. This is a good trade. We have a downtrend. We shoot up. We shoot up. We start rejecting this. That's a nice short. That's 60%. That's a good one. And then, like I went over earlier, there we go. So you hit that. You hit that. Like I stopped taking calls here, and I know I took one on SPY somewhere around there. But that's fine. Like if you have take calls when you have like an hour and a half to 2 hour move, sure. But when we're trending down, I think a good rule of thumb is let's see. All right, you start when you've fallen, yeah, a good like 4 points, 4 or 5 points on QQQ, or $4 or $5, and then on SPY probably like 50 points. You got to be a little bit more choosy with the call levels and just play the trend more so. Again, I took small losses, but you could have navigated better. So, yeah, I mean that's it for the week for me. I'm just gonna go back to more. My goal is to go back to more what I had been doing, where I just pull it up, go 10 days out. Where I play more like the consolidation trend. See, like these are the levels I should be playing. We're bouncing all these, like we are in a range. These are the trades to be taking, not where we're just shooting down and then we test it like 20 minutes later. Those aren't high conviction trades. Like we're in a range. Like you form this high, you're ranging around here. You've seen that this low will hold. Like, well, how far? Yeah, that's an hour later. Like if we haven't formed a range and I'm just taking these not significant levels 20 minutes later, it's just not worth it. Just seeing if there are any more. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I hope that helps. I plan on doing this every week, and at some point I'll post like individual strategies like that ledge and the golden ledge. Like whenever you see these lines drawn out here, that's because I'm trying to draw out a ledge, and then I'll do more on the fibs. But yeah, I'm gonna cut it here.